Last week on Sheep Shape, Chad Hall and his friends recently landed in the Northwest Territories. It was a rough start due to weather delays.
You just don't know if we'll get out today or not.
Beside the few setbacks, they managed to get to Spike Camp.
Right on the edge of the trees there. You can see his white pants.
Several days later, Chad and Brady spot a big bull moose, while Keith and Tom also have moose and caribou in their sights. Things are just getting started in Canada's last frontier. Deep in the Northwest Territories, Chad Hall and his guide Brady have been searching for moose for 2 days and have just laid eyes on one 1,700 yards away. After watching the bull, the team figures the moose won't be moving far from that area and will most likely bed down. So the team decides to pack up and head down the mountain in hopes of closing the distance another 600 some yards. An hour passes, and the team has made it most of the way down the mountain, just before hitting the willows.
I think we'll just sneak down this ridge and get into those trees below us there. And we should be a little bit higher than we should be able to see kind of into where he's bedded. It's pretty thin actually where he's bedded, so we got a pretty good chance here to go down there and see what happens. Ready?
The team quickly and cautiously moves down the mountainside. Willows that begin to reach 7 feet high slow the team down and make the trip noisier. It also creates a prime area for an unexpected grizzly encounter. After spotting 4 grizzlies this morning outside of camp, the team is at the ready for any surprise visitors. 45 minutes pass, and the team spots the moose bedded. They quickly get into position.
It's tough to find an open area because the brush is so high. But we're fortunate to find this area right here. We're just like a straight shot. We can see him at 400 yards. So I got my outdoors and tripod set up with a rear rest. It's rock solid. And we're just gonna wait for him to get out of his bed and move either left or right of these 2 big pine trees in front of us and see if we can get it done. Hopefully he's moving slow because it's a very narrow gap.
50 miles away, Chad's friend Keith is gaining some altitude as he hikes to a hillside overlooking moose country. As they begin to glass, rough weather rolls in, just as they spot their first big bull moose.
Well, we're still sitting here waiting on this bull. He's taking a good nap. Keeps picking his head up, moving around a little bit, but hasn't shown any signs of wanting to get up to stretch or move around. We're going to give him a little bit of time, and we might motivate him to make a move, make a few calls or so. We want to be careful not to spook him or get him moving too quickly because we got a very narrow window here to shoot through. So we're going to give him some time and see what happens right now, and then make a plan.
Just as Chad finishes his sentence, the bull moose stands up for the first time in 2 hours.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. He's going to start moving here. Give him another few steps. No, he's acting like he's going to go back the other way. He takes a couple steps past that, and there's no brush there at all.
If you can kill him, kill him.
The bullet is in the chamber. Chad's rest is rock solid. The time to shoot is now.
You hit him. Get another one in there. Down. Hey, buddy. Nice work. Congrats. That's an awesome moose. You crushed him.
We've been raiding the bullet maker. You can't get any better than that.
He's down and done. Nice work.
We got a big Yukon moose on the ground. Looks like a dandy too.
Yeah, I'd say so. I like it when a plan comes together.
And just like that, after several days of glassing in the Northwest Territories, Chad has successfully shot an Alaskan bull moose. Now they will pack up and head down the mountain to find the animal. The hike is tougher than imagined. A steep hillside straight into a cold stream, as Chad taking short steps. His reconstructed leg has very little stability while side-hilling, so Chad makes sure he has solid footing each and every step. 30 minutes pass, and the team is close to where they last saw the moose.
Should be right around here.
Oh, there he is, right here. Looks like a pretty good one to me.
Look at that giant. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Think that's a good one?
I think that's a good one.
Still got some velvet hanging up there to the top. He ain't shredded. Thing's giant.
Well, congrats. Good shooting.
You know, we went up, Rick Corona and I went up last year and tried to do this, and we didn't get it done.
Oh, really?
No, and you know, Rick passed this year, so I'm sure he's looking down on us right now. This moose is for my buddy Rick. We'd love to see this thing. It's a giant.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome bull. Now the hard work starts.
Lots of hard work.
This segment has been brought to you by Buck Knives, Edge of a Legend. Deep in a willow-choked valley of the Northwest Territories, Chad Hall has just sent a crippling round downrange into the vitals of a giant bull moose. After 2 long days of hard work looking for a bull, the team stood in awe of the 1,800-pound beast when they approached it. Meat that will supply an entire family for a year lays in front of them. Chad and Brady both know the work has just officially begun.
How long is this gonna take us? 3 hours?
Yeah, probably 3 hours, 2.5. See how it all goes, but we're in a good spot at least. It's nice and open here.
Yep.
So that helps out a lot. We don't have to clean up a bunch of willows and crap all around them.
Yeah, that works.
Easier to move around. A couple hours of good work though.
One of the things we gotta worry about is bears around here, so being in this little open area probably helps a little bit from keeping an eye out. But you still gotta be on guard. We got our gunwork sitting over there ready to rock and roll in case we gotta grab it quick.
The crew has several hours of quartering the oversized moose ahead of them. They begin by keeping the bull and working on one side of the animal, all while keeping a lookout for any predators that could be lured in by the scent of the fresh kill. Meanwhile, several miles away, Chad's friend Keith has moose in front of him, about 500 yards away. He is waiting for the bull moose to present a clear shot.
Off the top corner there by the trees in the back there, cow and calf just rolled over the top, so we're into him now.
Keith's guide calls to see if the moose will present a clean shot, and within seconds the moose stands up and turns broadside. Keith quickly ranges and dials in the correct distance on his scope. He is rock steady with his outdoorsman rest.
Right on that shoulder, buddy.
Nice, easy squeeze. Yeah, whenever you're ready. Oh, you hit him. Put another one in him. Right on that shoulder. There you got him. You poked him. What do you think, Keith?
Wow. Wow.
Keith is at a loss for words after making a 500-yard shot on his first moose. Meanwhile, several miles away in a thick willow bottom, Chad and Brady are still caping and quartering Chad's bull.
Yeah, when I used to guide with horses, we'd debone all the meat. And I mean, in the boxes, on 3 horses, there'd be about 100 pounds in every box. So I mean, like 600 pounds close to of boned out meat. Quite a bit on the old moose. We'll basically just kind of cut it off and just leave it hanging there for a second, and I'll grab a meat bag and I'll throw it in there right away.
One done, 3 more to go.
While Chad and Brady finish quartering the moose, Keith has been descending the mountain to his bull. As he walks up to the moose, they are in awe of how big it is.
There he is. Buddy, congratulations.
Thank you.
Whew.
He's down. He's beautiful. Look at that character.
Go. Keith, your first Alaskan Yukon moose.
I mean, the size is just unrealistic. What a stag.
Nicely done, Keith. Congratulations.
This segment has been brought to you by Wild Sheep Foundation. This segment is brought to you by Gunworks, 1,000 yards out of the box. In the mountains of the Northwest Territories, Chad Hall and his guide Brady have just made it to camp after a long, successful day of moose hunting. Before calling it a night, they enjoy a warm victory meal.
We just got back to camp a little while ago. We just had some mountain house and relaxing a bit after a nice long hard day's hunt and a successful harvest of a moose. Took us about 3 hours or so to get it all quartered up and packed. And now we're just relaxing. So we're gonna try our luck in the morning around here for some caribou, but we're gonna probably move our way up into sheep country later tomorrow, get a little higher up on the mountains. So we're excited about that. You know, we came here to hunt sheep, and we're fortunate to get a moose first, so we're gonna keep moving.
I think today we'll maybe go back behind us here and have a look up that draw. It's pretty nice caribou country, lots of trails through the bottom there. And then if we don't see anything up there, we'll go over to this other knob where we've seen the moose from. Just see what we can see for caribou. And or later on in the day, we'll head for sheep country. Hopefully we can turn up a caribou today while we wait.
Sounds like a good plan to me. You get lucky, maybe we'll spot a caribou.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm not gonna be disappointed to go into sheep camp.
Chad and Brady take a few minutes to wake up and eat breakfast before heading out to glass for caribou. Meanwhile, several miles away, Keith and his guide are already on the search for a bull caribou themselves.
We're gonna try and find some caribou. Nice valley bottom here. Fairly good travel path. We're gonna seek and destroy.
A few hours pass, and after no sight of caribou, Chad's guide Brady decides to pack up camp and head to sheep country.
We're gonna pack up our camp and move up the mountain so that we can get into some better sheep country. We were hoping we could find some caribou here, but we're not seeing any activity, and we don't want to waste a whole lot more time to get up to sheep country. So we're gonna pack her up, break camp down here, and get out of here and boogie as fast as we can before it gets dark on us today.
The crew works together to break down camp in hopes of getting to sheep country before dark. Meanwhile, 40 miles away, Tom Gibson is still hard at it looking for caribou. He has covered miles and miles with several caribou encounters, but no big bulls. He stays persistent and keeps pushing forward.
Well, we just got to sheep camp down here on a real nice creek, kind of camping below. We'll have to hike up to find the sheep, but gives us a nice area to be out of their way and access to fresh water. So pretty nice little setting. So we're excited to get everything set up and ready to go. Find us a big twister.
With excitement in the air, the team begins setting up camp. Brady knows this land well and has positioned them in an area surrounded by rugged, jagged peaks. But with the chance of being spotted by sheep, Brady makes camp close to the river and within the willows, so they have no chance of being busted. This segment has been brought to you by Matthews Archery.
So I'd encourage everybody to go on the Gunworks site, and they have a rifle builder tool on there where you can go in and build your own rifle and customize it how you like it. The different options, different colors. You know, you can add the bipod, you can add the rangefinders, you can buy the whole package at once. But the big thing is you can go on there and completely build the rifle just like you like it. This just so happens to be the one that I like. It's kind of their Mountain X version. It's a Magnus stock, fluted barrel, and in the 7 LRM, which is the Gunworks cartridge.
Gunworks, 1,000 yards out of the box. Camped beside a remote stream in the Northwest Territories, Chad Hall and his guide have recently woken to a new day.
First bite I had tastes like preservatives.
Scrambled eggs with bacon. Yum. Yeah, there was another guide who was just caribou hunting down here earlier this year, and he had seen a couple good rams up here. So we'll go out, head this way, and see if we can turn them up today. Hopefully they're still kicking around here somewhere. So said they look good, so see what happens.
The team expects to be hiking all day up the mountains in hopes of spotting some rams. So Chad makes sure his body is energized with a dose of Wilderness Athlete.
We're filling our water bottles up with Hydrate and Recovery so that we can drink this along the way while we're hiking. Wilderness Athlete, it works wonders, getting some electrolyte fuel while you're burning up there on the mountain. So the fresh creek water makes it taste even that much better.
The crew heads out with full bottles of Wilderness Athlete, ready to conquer the mountain. Meanwhile, 20 miles away, Tom Gibson is halfway up a mountainside, closing the distance on a mature caribou.
All right, so we just had a great stalk from the base camp up into the Mackenzie Mountains. We're on 4 caribou, 2 big shooters. About 430 yards away, we're waiting for them to close the gap a little bit. Oh man, my heart is beating out of my chest for sure. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
The team hikes another 200 yards straight up the mountain. Finally, they set their eyes on the caribou 200 yards away. The tall willows make it difficult for a clear shot, so Tom has to wait for the bull to step into a clearing.
Heads down, he doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't know what's going on, just wait. Wait for a clear shot. Just wait, he's moving down to the left. Yeah, you get another one in. He's still right there. Just wait. Just see his back right now. Just wait. He's hurting hard. If you can see his shoulder, take him. Oh, he's going down.
Tom has made a perfect shot on the caribou. All the time and effort has paid off as he makes the final steps up to the big caribou.
Here in the Mackenzie Mountains, they're pretty steep. First mountain trip for me, first caribou. Lancaster Family Outfitter's amazing. Sheep Shave Fairno Mountain. I had a little fair on the mountain, but I got over it. This hunt's dedicated to Rick Crone.
Tom soaks in the moment. It was not easy. Many hours practicing and being mentally prepared has helped him make this hunt a successful one. Meanwhile, 20 miles away, Chad and Brady are glassing and hiking as they look for signs of sheep on the mountains. After several hours of maneuvering the shale and boulder fields, the team finally spots white movement, about 3,000 yards ahead, straight up.
This is definitely a ram.
They're definitely rams. Yeah, I could tell with the binoculars. Look like they got quite a bit of horn there. Let's have a peek in the spotting scope here and see what we find. But they both look fairly mature. I think that one's maybe 8, maybe a little older. So just need to see what they're gonna do here and then decide what we can do. That one on the left, I think that's one that we'll try and go after. He's looks to be a little bit older, a little bit longer, a little bit fancier. So we're just gonna kind of see if they bed down here or what they do. They're just kind of moving there. So once they bed down, we might be able to just walk back a little bit out of sight of them and climb up that ridge on the left-hand side and shoot across the valley. I don't think it'll be too far, maybe. Just see where they end up going.
They have found a mature ram. It will be a tough climb to get within range, but Chad is prepared for this and is more than ready to begin the climb. Next week on Sheep Shape, the teams continue their once-in-a-lifetime hunts. Keith closes the distance on a caribou, Tom tags a giant moose, and Chad puts a full curl ram in his sights. The crew digs down deep on the season finale of Sheep Shape.